I'm Jessi Simon. I'm the development specialist at the Iowa City Senior Center. The Senior Center's mission is to enhance quality of life by providing opportunities for wellness, social connection, community engagement, and lifelong learning for our diverse and older adult population.
Hi, my name is Michelle Buhman. I'm the program specialist at the Iowa City Johnson County Senior Center. I do programs and activities for people 50 and over, as well as additional intergenerational public events.
North Liberty residents can engage with the Senior Center in a variety of ways. You can become a member if you'd like, or many of our programs and services are available free to the public. You can visit our facility in downtown Iowa City. We're at 28 South Lynn Street, so right downtown. Or a lot of our programs are now available online, so you can access them virtually. You can visit our website, you can visit our Facebook page, you can access a lot of great resources online or over the phone, or participate in hybrid programming. So you have a lot of opportunities on where and how to engage with the Senior Center. The Senior Center is a division of the City of Iowa City, so our primary funding comes from Iowa City, but we also rely heavily on grants from the county, from other communities like North Liberty, and also private support. So we do grant support from private foundations and organizations, and also generous supporters in the community through Friends of the Center can make donations to help close the gap between the funding that we do receive from the city and what's required to really run the robust programming that we do. And we are so grateful to the friends that support the Senior Center.
The Senior Center recruits and trains volunteers of different ages and different areas of the community. So anyone can come in and volunteer with us. We really like to work one-on-one with our volunteers to find out what their passion is and how they can fit into the work that we do at the Senior Center to advance our mission. So we have folks who will come in and teach classes. We have some folks who will come in and water plants. Really, there's no job too big or small for a volunteer. We have very small staff, so we really rely heavily on our volunteers to do programs and activities as well.
During the pandemic, the Senior Center was closed for a full 16 months. For a full 16 months when our building was closed to the public. So our staff quickly pivoted to offer hundreds of programs virtually and over the phone, and provide a lot of tech support to seniors to make sure that they were comfortable accessing our programming in that way. And we had a really good response to that. And as we move towards the recovery period of the pandemic, fingers crossed, we are working really hard to make sure that some of those programs that were really well received virtually can stay virtual or become hybrid, and just making sure that we're meeting the changing needs of the older adult population. So it's been a really neat time for growth. And Michelle's the rock star that does all of the programming, so she can really talk about how that went and what we were able to do virtually.
Yeah, obviously pivoting so quickly into the virtual world in an area which we weren't exactly skilled was a challenge. But we quickly learned how to use the virtual technology and spent a lot of time training our older adults to get onto Zoom and to connect. And one of the huge benefits about that is they're not only connecting now with our programs through the Senior Center, but they're also connecting with family and friends in the same way. So it really did help during the pandemic with the social isolation that we all were feeling by staying at home. Another great outcome of this is that we've developed a stronger relationship with other communities where we could do things outside. And so we're doing a lot more at parks and recreation facilities in the Iowa City area. And we really hope to expand that more into North Liberty as well. The Senior Center collaborates with everyone we can in order to create programs and activities. Really, if another organization has a similar mission or an idea for a program or activity that will further each other's mission, we'll partner with them. So we have standing relationships with the meal program. Hopefully post-pandemic, they'll be coming back into our building and providing meals. We have the Visiting Nurse Association who comes in and does all sorts of services with us, Johnson County Public Health, whatever we can do to partner with another organization to further our mission. Nothing's too big or small for us. Sometimes it's services that we'll do, like the City of North Liberty is providing space for us to do the Senior Health Information Program, which is amazing. But we also have a new relationship with the Iowa City Poetry Group where they're going to be doing a large program in our building. And a lot of people don't realize that they could come in and take advantage of some of our amazing space in the building to have some of these larger events and to partner with us. The Senior Center has what we initially called Senior Center Television. But as time has gone by and people aren't really accessing information through the television as much, we've pivoted that. So it's Senior Center Technology and Video. And we've expanded our work in that area to provide technical assistance for people. A lot of folks will get a smartphone and not sure how to do that. And so this one-on-one training with our staff there, as well as providing more online access to programs through our YouTube channel.
We have quite a few projects underway, as always. Like Michelle said, we have a really small staff, but we always have a lot of things going on. I'd say we have like hundreds of programs every month. So that is a continual process. And you can always find our latest programs and activities on our website, so icgov.org/senior. You can download the monthly program guide, see what programs and services are available. There's everything from fitness classes to writing classes and different kind of active activities and continuing education and cooking classes and art classes. There's really something for everybody at the Senior Center. So that's always happening. But kind of bigger picture, we are also working on a facilities master plan to renovate our historic building over the next 5 to 10 years. So there's a lot of strategy and discussion and fundraising going into that. So that'll be a really exciting time for the Senior Center. We are located in the original post office downtown. So it's a really neat, beautiful building that we are lucky to be in, but in need of a little bit of sprucing up to really meet our modern needs because our programming has changed so much over the last 40 years that we've been in service.
Our goals are to expand our programming even more into other areas of the county. And North Liberty has been a great partner in that way in creating programs for the folks in more rural settings, so people who might not want to physically go downtown. So we'll have those happening as well as expanding a lot of our online programs. So folks who might be homebound and not able to get out or just don't want to get in the snow in the wintertime, they can just log into a program from the comfort of their home. Membership at the Senior Center is very easy. You only have to be 50 years of age in order to become a member, and you can join from anywhere. During the time of the pandemic, we have people joining from other states, so we really encourage people to come and support. Membership fees are not there to be a barrier for participation, but really to help support the Senior Center's mission and our ability to get services and programs out to the community. So membership is $40 a year if you're an Iowa City resident, and this year in 2021, if you're in North Liberty, you get that as well, because we have this very generous grant from the city of North Liberty that we hope that will continue to help supplement that. And if you're outside of the city, it's $75 a year. So really it's not that expensive if you break it down into months, and it does help support our mission. But then we also have the ability to waive that membership and get that down to $10 if someone has a limited income. And then we've also waived it completely for those who couldn't afford the $10. Like I said, we don't want it to be a barrier for participation, but really just to help support our operational budget.
I think about 25% of our members are on those scholarship memberships, and those type of things are really funded by Friends of the Center, by generous support from community members, by grants that we receive from other communities. So that's a great way to give back and to help more people have access to the services at the Senior Center and support the vision really of reducing social isolation for older adults, which is the drive behind everything that we do at the center. Friends of the Center is kind of our sister organization that raises funds to help support the Senior Center as a nonprofit organization. So that's really the best way to give to the Senior Center. You can give through Friends of the Center. You can support our endowment fund at the Johnson County Community Foundation, or you can give directly to our current operations or to specific projects. So there's a lot of great ways to give through Friends of the Center. Those are all tax deductible as allowed by law. Great way to give back and support the mission and the vision of the Iowa City Senior Center. So you can give in person at the Senior Center or by mailing a donation. We encourage a lot of people to consider giving to the Senior Center in their estates. So that's a good way to give back as well. And then you can always go online to icseniorcenterfriends.org and make a donation online. Another great way that you can engage with the Senior Center is by following us on Facebook. We regularly share information about program highlights that are coming up, especially things that are open to the public or bigger events that we have coming up. So there's some really exciting things that are always shared there, or great resources that are just helpful for older adults in the community to know. So that's a good thing to just find us on Facebook. It's Iowa City Senior Center, and click that follow button and you'll get all of those updates in a timely manner too.
As far as programs and activities at the Senior Center are concerned, we're constantly looking for information from the public about what kind of classes that they would like to attend, or if there's a class that somebody would like to actually offer. So our suggestion box virtually is always open. People can walk in the door and stop in one of our offices and tell us what kind of programs that they're interested in. They can stop and drop us an email. But it's really important for us to get that feedback from the community in order to stay up to date on things that people are interested in. One of the most popular benefits of being a member of the center is access to our fitness equipment room. So we have 2 spaces in which people can come in and work out at any time while we're open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. We have one space that's dedicated to cardio equipment. So we have several treadmills, elliptical machines, some bikes, and that sort of thing. And there's not necessarily a time limit in there. We ask people to be courteous if there are people waiting, but people go from that room, and then right across the hallway we have strength training equipment. And this is state-of-the-art equipment. The brand is called Kaiser, and it was developed specifically for older adults, but it really works for people of all ages because it's run on a pneumatic system, and people can adjust the weights by just a touch of a button. They can increase and decrease resistance because it's run on an air pressure system. So we found that a lot of folks will come into that space and reduce the resistance down to the very lowest so that they can start off with range of motion. A lot of people may be new to exercising, so that's great for that. Or if someone's been working out their entire life and wants to maintain that strength, it can go up and really be very, very difficult. And then within that space, we also have some showers and some lockers. So you can come in perhaps before or after work if you're still working, and then take a shower or go to another activity within our facility. Our most popular programs are really based on the instructors who come in and the volunteers, because people form connections and relationships with the people who are teaching the class, and then they'll come back for whatever that person's teaching again. And we're very, very fortunate in the Johnson County community to have so many retired faculty from the University of Iowa and from Kirkwood and from other entities that they have this skill set knowledge that they can bring. And I have found from our volunteers who do teach classes at the center that they feel so much meaning just by doing that work, coming in and planning their classes and offering the programs, that they just really enjoy that interaction with the students and really the purpose that it provides them. So the Senior Center doesn't only have volunteers who offer classes, we also provide opportunities for people to become independent contractors. And so they sign an agreement with the Senior Center to usually do a fitness class or an art class where they can receive some income, and then part of that income comes back to support the center. So we're always looking for new fitness instructors because we do ask that they have a certification and group training and have some experience working with older adults because we modify all those classes. So there's opportunities for people who might be looking for part-time work, might be personal trainers or group instructors to come in and teach at the center.
And we definitely have goals of expanding more of our programming outside the walls of the Senior Center. That's something that the pandemic has really opened our eyes to. Is for the 40 years that we've been functioning downtown Iowa City in the old post office building, our programming has really been central to that location. And we've learned and expanded so much over the last couple years, with the pandemic kind of giving us that push to embracing more virtual things, to doing programming in outside locations, to doing programmings in other communities, and building the support that we have in other communities and the presence that we offer to the aging adults in other communities, that we're able to do a lot more outside of the Senior Center so that you can still get the resources and the benefits of staying active and curious and connected wherever you live in Johnson County or beyond. So it's been a really fun time to embrace that change as we work through the pandemic and past it. We hear so often that people didn't realize that they can become a senior center member or get involved at the senior center at the young age of 50. We know you're not a senior yet. We know you feel too young to be involved at the senior center, but the senior center is really for everybody. The programs and the activities are designed for adults age 50 and above as you embrace that next stage of your life. You might still be working, and there's lots of unique programs and activities that would be really beneficial at that stage of your life, or maybe post-retirement in those later years. There's a lot of great ways to stay involved, to stay active, to meet friends, just to play a game of Scrabble or work on a puzzle in a social environment, or to participate in a class that just keeps your mind functioning and challenged in a way that's really beneficial long term. So there's a lot of great ways to get involved, and I think there's something for everybody at the Senior Center.